And welcome everybody to Locked On Lads TV. We are live here tonight at North Carolina, Charlotte Motor Speedway. I'm Peter Wilkinson and we are here thanks to my private Cellar. They are the major sponsor of this series. We are at round 23, the penultimate round to the season. And because I was all prepped and ready to go, we've had an issue and the server was set up wrong and we're just slightly delayed. So thank you to Hot Toddies, the Edge Sim setup shop, Witcher Electrical and United Electrical Solutions for bringing you this lovely race tonight. Look at Charlotte by night with the oval, with the V8s on the oval with their lights shining everywhere. It is really good to see. We've got a field of about 29 here tonight, contesting the second last race of the season before we go to the California Classic and not only finish out the season but round off the Triple Crown as well. I don't have any points for you at this stage according to the website. The Facebook page, they have not updated it. That's where I get all my info from. It's probably deep in a website somewhere, but at this stage you know what's happening. Troy Davison is leading, Raymond Yeager's second, Witcher is third. Teams is pretty close as always. It's going to be up to who can win it, who can lose it by who can finish races. That's it at the moment. If Troy Davison finishes races in the top 10, he will most likely get there. If he has a terrible round, he probably has to fight for it last round, but we will wait and see that. We have about 2 minutes and 45 seconds left of practice as these cars go around on the grid. Let's go down and actually have a look a little bit at what's going on at the moment. Practice times are up there on the left. We're going to go down and have a look at, here we go, the last season, no, that's last season champion in front. We're actually on board watching Tristan Cock go around in Momentum Racing, E-Racing Series. I don't know what it is right now. I'm trying to see as he goes past, but Momentum anyway. So the group of them driving around together with Raymond Yeager up front there, doing a great job here in practice. Troy Davison setting the way with the fastest time in practice right now. Raymond Yeager hot on his heels with the second fastest, and Kim Roffey, that is, in third at the moment, doing a good job there. Troy and Raymond definitely knowing what to do to keep this championship alive. While we're here, we've got a minute 35. Let's go on board and watch a little bit of Raymond Yeager as he works around with Ruben Phelps here and the 41 of Cade Donnelly, and just see what it takes to get around Charlotte Motor Speedway. You can see there Raymond Yeager on the cookie cutter style tracks using that 5th and 6th gear there. We saw how efficient that was earlier on in the season, with Witcher doing it in particular to win a race not long ago on this cookie cutter style tracks where he saved fuel better than anyone else on the track, and he was right out front there right at the end and had a good margin on the field. That 5th to 6th transition seems to be working for him, not losing any pace. Doing a great job of just racing around. You see they're too wide. It's nice and easy here on Charlotte. Not optimal, but it's able to be done. We've got 8 seconds left to practice. A lot is going to happen tonight. Whoa, as we see the 1-4-3 there of Warwick Taylor getting just a little bit loose out of one of those turns. And there we go. Gary Wellman doing the typical let's weave and wive. I was going to do a full-on crash there because we are finished practice as the cars vanish from the server. Good luck tonight, Peter Jones. Do I see your name on there? I don't see your name on there. It was a great night for racing, as he said. And my reply was, every night's a great night for racing. Let's go, people. Who's out there? Let's have a look here. Troy Davison is on the track right now. coming out for his qualifying lap. Let's watch him as he pushes it really hard around Charlotte Motor Speedway. Just listen is what you really want to do with this car. Listen to how he's using the throttle. And we're not going to see any in-car stuff. We're going to see it from the roof of the car. Let's hear him line up this first lap and then nail the second lap. Close to the wall as he can, comes down. Tries to cut the little kink of the bend off, goes high, comes down low. All about building that momentum up so that second lap you can really put in a good time. We'll have a look at what his time is. He will be one of the first ones to put in a time on our timing tower. He just gets a bit low there. That's going to hurt. That's going to hurt a little bit, especially for the momentum going into the second lap. He's using the gear changing as well. You can hear there. That's the 5th to 6th move. That might just be the faster way to get around Charlotte. Here we go. We've got Troy Davison to the top of the table. Max Field just behind him in second. Walsh third. Wellman fourth. It's a very strong Sim Boys there. Look at that. Roffey jumping to second place at the moment. Kim Roffey, in fact. Hey, Donnelly goes to the top. What can Davison do on his second lap right now? He's predicting a slower lap, but it's coming down. I think it's a 31. Does not improve. 31.1 that was. Let's see if I can find someone. Warwick Sharp's on a flyer at the moment. What can he do as we see him fly around? It's a low 30. It's pushing at the moment, which is not accurate because that will not hold. The predictor, it's slowly coming out. 30.5. What's it going to end up being? Donnelly holds the top at this stage. Davison second. Roffey third. Maxfield fourth. No, this Warwick Sharp lap's gone a little bit out. Has a 31. Sharp goes in to 14th. Noddy Tompkins is out on the track there right now doing his first fly. He's coming around the back here onto the back straight. What can he do as he comes around? Is there going to be any movement here? Raymond Yeager's in 6th. Aaron Dillon jumps up to 5th now with a good time. 31 flat. Adam Malone moves up to 8th position. Noddy pulls out of his lap. Or the wall pulls him out of his lap. Let's have a look at Adam Malone for his second lap. He's slowing down. He's definitely going slower here. That's pretty much, from my time board, where you're going to see this 29 strong field line up. Noddy Tompkins will not put a lap in. Stevie Hoppert is not out there right now. Only a minute 39 left on the clock. Peter Gretton has not set a time, and Brendan Cusack is out there, but not setting a time as yet. And everyone else is done. So let's take you through the grids thus far. With a minute 20 to go, the only one that really can change it is Brendan if he decides to go out for a lap here. But Cade Donnelly is on top with a 30.925. Troy Davison second on the grid. Kim Roffey third. Todd Maxfield fourth. Aaron Dillon fifth. Robin Phelps sixth. Raymond Yeager 7th, Adam Malone 8th, Greg Spencer 9th, and Nicholas Walsh in 10th. Then we go to Nigel Patton, Craig Roffey, Gary Wellman, Dwayne Priest, Tony Roffey. Wow, where did I get Tom from? Warwick Sharp, Christopher Finlay, Philip Howe, Peter Pollard, Richie Tremaco, Warwick Taylor, Shane Newens. That's an interesting one. Haven't seen that. Tristan Koch, Michael Latta, Will Jesberg, Noddy Tompkins. Well, these last four will all depend on I rating. So I think it's going to be Noddy Tompkins, Brendan Cusack, Stevie Hoppert, and Peter Gretton rounding out the field of 29 here as we get ready with 13 seconds on the clock. Brendan will not set a time, which is pretty obvious now. And we're going to have Locked On Lads TV live racing very, very soon. There it is. Qualifying is over. I picked the result of that. That is exactly how they are to line up. And we will get them as they line up. Let's go with the championship leader and let's have a look at him on pit lane. as the cars, how good does it look at Charlotte here with the cars lined up as they are, pace cars lined up. What a good looking track. Definitely a staple of the iRacing world, because it is a track you go to each and every week, whether it's there's always something going on at Charlotte, whether it's a road track or an oval track. There's always something happening here. Nice little tracks. There's little infield oval road tracks in this as well. But yeah, what a beautiful track. And we see there the cars all looking very good. Let's take the drone out for a bit of a view and have a look at these cars on the grid. Monster Energy in there sponsoring the track. Troy Davison looking good there. Simboys 1, 2, 4, 5. It's a great looking thing as we go into the crowd here. Crowd's got a great view. Let's have a look at what the starter grid. We can see some more cars popping in there at the end there. That's not a good camera to use. Let's not do that start finish line. Look at it right there. Is that Peter Pollard? Right on the front there. Philip Howe. That's Christopher Finlay. And that is number 94 is Richie Tremaco. All there for Middle Split Racing. What a good looking thing as we get the chopper out to follow these cars as they go around for their pace lap. Who's excited out there? Get in the comments. What's going to happen here? How many cautions we going to have? Who's going to be the first caution? No, don't do that. We don't wish it on anyone. But when will the first caution be? Are we going early? Are we going late? What are we going to see tonight? Who's going to win this race? 134 laps of Charlotte Motor Speedway ready to go for you all out there. The blimp there. Let's have a look from the sky as these cars go down the back straight, past the big signage board, getting into turn 3, which would be a good time for me to press the digger at turn 3 or turn. There we go. As they come around here, get right down close to the line and ready to race. Pick. You can see the pace car, lights are out. This is only the one pacing lap. We're going to go to 3, 4. We're going to see the 4 exit as these cars get ready to race. Come around. Okay, Donnelly's got control of the field. That's not the one I want. I want the starter cam. Let's go. And he drops and they're off. Okay, Donnelly gets a great start. Simboys 1, 2 still. What a good start for the Simboys as we see. That's Toddy Maxfield getting around to the outside there. Kim Roffey is in a Simboys sandwich as he does find himself. One of the Roffeys find themselves each and every week. Aaron Dillon's going to go around the outside there. Raymond Yeager doing a great job getting up there exactly where he needs to be. The My Private Cellar car of Greg Spencer, last week's race winner. Doing a great job of being there and thereabouts as he covers off one of the Momentum Racing cars. That would be Ruben Phelps. Adam Malone just in the back there as well. Field strings out just a little bit as they tighten up at the front here. Two wide, 3 deep. As Troy Davison has control of this race, as he has done so many times this season already. Raymond Yeager gets himself to the front though. What a great start from Raymond. Raymond is up 5 positions, now 6 positions as he officially gets the number 1 spot. He will get the point for crossing the start finish line first, and you'll see him vanish through the pack. Bonus point done. There you go. Raymond Yeager has it everything to play for tonight. Troy Davison just has to do what he's doing right now. But you see there Raymond's going high. He's going to drop back. It'll all be about fuel from here on out. Fuel and tyres. 1 set of tyres, remember, in this series. Look at the middles pack there. They are strung out. Single file. Not wanting anything to happen from Nigel Patton down. Gary Wellman's in there. There's one car going a little bit deep there. A little bit low there. But everyone else, look at the Simboys at the front here. Though. Troy and Todd doing a great job. Raymond Yeager goes to 3rd. Good watch here. Toddy will get himself around here. Get himself into the lead. He'll get himself a bonus point on lap 4. And that's all he needs to worry about right now. As the cars at the back look all very good. Line astern. Nose to tail all the way through. 4 into 34, about to be 5. And we come onto the main straight. And looking good at Toddy Maxfield. Hot Toddy's himself at the front of the field. Go check out Hot Toddy's website. Give them a click. That's all you need to do. Go share their social pages. Whatever you can do to help them out. They help this series out. You need to help them out. Along with my private Cellar, doing a great job bringing this racing to you for the second last time this season. The second last time we're bringing it to you. So much to play for next week. So much happening next week. It's going to be a very, very interesting and probably emotional round. Lots of things going to be coming out of next week. But let's go back here. Let's have a look back. And there it is. I grabbed it just at the right time. 143 of Warwick Taylor just getting caught up with Peter Pollard. Unfortunately, let's go back and have a look what happened there for the first caution of tonight. Just as I clicked on Warwick's name, commentator's curse before it had even happened. Look at it here. He's just got up high. Peter's come into him and they've ended up into the wall together. Let's go back and have a look at that from the chopper and see a bit more of a better angle at what happened here. Bit of slow-mo action here. Philip Howe getting in behind here. Oh, there's a little bit of a... I think Warwick's just lost the tail there. You can see it. He's come down and into Peter Pollard. A little bit of netco, but it wasn't going to matter. It was going to hit anyway. And that's probably ended his race and probably won't be very good for Peter Pollard's race either. But that looks like... Let's just go back a little bit and look at it at full speed from this chopper. Go back a bit further. I think just on exit he's got the foot down just a little bit too much. Would be my call. Let's have a look. Full speed. Coming around here from the blimp. Just comes out. Goes high. And then just comes down. Let's have a look from in-car actually. In-car is going to show that a little bit better, I reckon. As the cars start to pit. Gyro. Let's have a look here. So you can see he gets high here. He's still turning down, and there's a bit of that's counter steer after he's hit. But you can see there the wheel work he's got to do. I'd say his wheel range is probably not at the best. He's doing a lot of movement of that wheel there. He gets up high. He has to steer it back in, and then hits. It's weird. I'd get him to check his wheel mapping though. But let's go back to live and see what is happening. The front of the pack. Kim Roffey has control of this field. He did not pit then. We are 7 laps into the racing now on our 8th lap. Under caution here now. Kim Roffey, the only one not to pit. He will have to add more fuel later on. Everyone else put in about 7 seconds of fuel. Will help out towards the end of the race. It's an interesting move from Kim Roffey. I suspect he thinks there's going to be a few more cautions yet to play out. Kate Donnelly, 10 seconds of fuel or 10 seconds of time on the box. So I don't know what's happened there. Whether he's just missed his box a little bit, maybe. I don't know. Something weird there. He's a little bit longer than everyone else, which has seen him drop back 9 positions. Other than that, big movers and gainers. Gary Wellman up 7 places. Purely because of that pit stop, I'd say. Back of the field, Peter Gretton. We said he started last. Pace car lights are out. We have 1 more lap to see. He's Peter Gretton, though, as I was about to say, is up 7-ish positions. I think it was 5 positions. He's in the pits again, just as I say it. He does a sneaky little second pit stop to get a little bit more fuel there. Good call. I like it. I like that. That's a good call. Good play, Peter Gretton. He is the only one to pit twice, though. That is the interesting thing. He's chucked on, unless he got damage out of it. No, there's 4 seconds in the box. That's all that is. He's just topped up his fuel just that little bit more. Less fuel he's got to take at the end of the race. All you need to worry about. Brendan Cusack's done a great job going from basically second last up to 21st at the moment. But other than that, like I said, the big mover, Gary Wellman, right now. As the cars come around the back, turn 3, 4, as they get ready to go, racing yet again. Hopefully that's the last caution for a while, but we are unlikely to believe that, are we? We know what's going to happen here. Something crazy is going to happen. Not the big one, just 2 cars involved in that. Unfortunately, Peter Pollard's still in pit lane. Warwick Taylor took 1 minute and 10 seconds on pit box, but we have Kim Roffey jumps and goes, leaves Todd Maxfield. Lets Troy Davison gets the jump on Todd Maxfield and goes up behind him as Peter Pollard comes out just a little too late. He does go another lap down. He'll drag on the end of this, but his car looks a lot worse for wear. Kim Roffey's doing a great job here, leading these guys around. Raymond Yeager's up there behind Troy Davison. Your championship 1 and 2 are right there. And ready to go. I just realised Witch is not even here tonight, unfortunately. I did remember him saying that. And yes, that is an issue. Raymond Yeager up behind Troy Davis, but Kim Roffey. Let's spend some time with Middle Split Racing's very own Kim Roffey. One of the Middle Split cars is always on the picture at some stage, and it's good to see them racing so well this season. Without a lot of luck. You can see back there, that's Craig just a little bit further back, and Tony fairly well back down. Remember last week, all 3 of them got tagged, I think, in one incident. It was sad to watch. But Kim's doing a great job here. Just gets a little bit high. Should get a better exit though. Should be able to open this gap up. As you can see there, he does on Troy. Gets that run down off the banking just to hold on. Gary Wellman doing a great job. I mentioned him before, how well he moved up the field. He's up 10 spots now into third. It is third. For some reason, my timing board, I thought it said second there for a moment. Gary Wellman coming down the inside of Yeager, trying to get back that 3rd spot. Pushes Yeager high, pushes him even higher. Interesting. And that's going to let Toddy Maxfield come through, but not quite. Greg Spencer's on the back here to help out the Pinnacle Esports. They are 1 driver down tonight, so it's going to be a very important night that all 3 of those cars get home in one piece. They've got a championship to consider, and as well as Raymond Yeager's got a championship to consider, but that team's one is also very important. The inaugural team's championship will be decided next week. It's all happening. We're going to have a triple crown. We're going to have a champion, a team's champion. It's going to be everything all in one. Well, look at Gary Wellman here into 3rd, up 10 positions, doing a great job. Let's go back down to one of those ones we talked about, the black. Brendan Cusack in the black racing car. Beautiful Kiwi looking livery. 836 goes high. Lets the car of Will Jesberg pass. Look at this, all these guys not playing for keeps down the back here, but they're just trying to... Oh, that's why. Brendan's got a big whack down the side of his car there. Look at that. He's hit the wall at some stage. That might be why he's now going backwards after I talked him up so well. Doing such a great job. Tristan Cock, we watched him at the start of the race in the practice, but he's got the inside of him. That's a beautiful looking car by Michael Ladder. Nice livery. As Michael Ladder comes in inside of Tristan Cock and flies up, but Tristan gets that run off the top banking, the high line, and gets that momentum on the straight that Michael gets up nice and close to him, and just decides to file in behind him there. But that's going to give Tristan a run here on, that is Nicholas Walsh in front of him in the bronzy coloured Simboys racing car. A very nice Simboys car anyway. Very good looking car. You can see here, there's a little bit of, look at how wobbly the snake train is. Talking about the cars to watch for the championship. Nigel Patton here in the middle of chaos. You see Adam Malone there has a little bit of a stripe down his side as well. He's collected a car or a wall at some stage. But this is Nigel Patton here going down. Let's put his name up here on the screen so you can see who I'm talking about in the My Private Cellar car. Beautiful car they debuted last week with rounding success when Greg Spencer took the win. Look at the Gary Wellman here in front of the pack, 12 places up, but right down the back here, it's a very well bunched up field right now. You've got the majority of the cars, 23 of the cars are within 2.2 seconds of the lead. As I mentioned before at the start, they spread out. They're not spread out now. They're too wide the whole way down through the field. Looking very good. You can see here as they come around 1-2 how really packed up they are. Doing a great job here. But the My Private Cell car of Nigel Patton just outside the Middle Split Racing car of Craig Roffey with the Sim Boys nose and tail, just making sure they know exactly where Nigel Patton is. They're battling in the championship right there, those two teams. In the outside lane, those three cars are all battling for a championship. They want to be in and around Nigel Patton. They don't want to give him a free ride to the front. They want their cars at the front getting maximum points over him. But Nigel needs to keep this one in check and not do anything silly tonight. Not that he does something silly anyway. But let's go back up the front. We've had a lead change. We've got Raymond Yeager now right up front controlling this race from Troy Davison. Not going to help him, but we've got Philip Howes made his way up to the front of the field as he does every other week. We'll see if he can hold on to that, but Philip Howes is doing a great job. Let's go on top of Philip Howes' car and just have a look from his angle what's happening here at the front. The two championship elects right now, the championship leader and chasing the championship defender. It's all happening all in one shot as we see the championship sponsor come around the outside in Toddy Maxfield, coming down the inside there, getting in behind his teammate. This is a battle for both team championships and individual championships here. You see Ferris shifters all over these cars. What a good placement in the wing there. Let's go back and let's have a look behind Philip Howe as he gets Gary Wellman coming up behind him, and that's Greg Spencer and Craig Roffey moving. No, that's a Kim Roffey making their way up. Look at the menacing look that Gary Wellman's giving him. If only. Get facial recognition or facial tracking iRacing, that'd be cool. But Gary Wellman, eyes on the prize of back of Philip Howe's car. Let's go back forward here and see what's in front of Philip Howe as he's doing a great job here up front of getting on the back of Troy Davison here. Toddy Maxfield pulls out and Raymond Yeager goes high here. High, gets a run. Will Philip take this chance and go low here to get up to the front of the pack? No, he doesn't. He just wants to hold his position here. Let's go back down. Will Jesberg, we saw him overtaking Brendan Cusack before. He is racing right there somewhere. There he is. Up 8 positions right now. Very good job. Green and white car. You like a good green and white. Very nice looking car as well. The cars look smick. I really like how well this computer I've got making these cars look very shiny under lights here at Charlotte. Look at the cars all lit up. Look at them using their brakes. It's all good. I don't even think they were using their brakes actually. That's just lit up from behind. They're all red. Oh yeah, there's a little bit of brake going in there. You can just see it. Let's go on his nose and have a look in the middle of the pack. You can see there, just that Mustang in particular, just as they're coming in, just lights up beautifully under lights. Yeah, see, there it is. They're just tapping the brakes, and again, mid-corner. And then these guys are just getting on the accelerator a bit better than Will, and they just get away from him out of the exit. So he's going a little bit in, a little bit too hot maybe, in, and not able to get on the accelerator just as quick. You see the momentum he's lost here. Now there's about 2 car lengths in between him and the car ahead, which is Tristan Koch. And that's better. He's now starting to get a run on him, and we'll start to catch up now. But it's all about slow in, fast out. You've heard that many times, as we see right up front there. Raymond Yeager, Troy Davison still doing their thing. But the essential fire protection sponsored momentum racing car of Tristan Koch is doing a great job here of just sitting right where they want to be, mid-pack, as Will Jesberg here just tries to get on the back of him. Let's have a look at this mid-pack action. It's all the cars. Look at them. They're all going very well. There's a Shannon's livery, the Shannon sponsorship on that car. Who's that one? I like it. It's a good looking car too. 8-10. You've all done a great job this season of making your cars look amazing. Shane, the name I couldn't pronounce before. And the red and black there with the Shannon's logo on it. Look at that. Look at that car doing a great job, Shannon. He is currently up 9 positions into 14, doing a great job, going 270 plus, 280 plus k's an hour down the straight. No, it doesn't quite get to 280. Doing some good pack racing here. As you see the momentum car behind there, Tristan just get a little high. Was that Tristan? Yes, it was. 550, just getting a little bit high there. but he's doing great. Let's go back up the front with Philip Howe up 14 positions right now. Just out of interest, where's Gary Wellman gone? He's gone back to 6th. I think he's got his point, and he's just staying out of the craziness right now. But I tell you what, Troy Davison and Raymond Yeager, both exactly where they want to be at the front, because if anything happens, they're safe. As long as they're not the ones that cause the problem, and they're good enough drivers to not cause the problem, they will be right. All these cars at the back of the pack here, including, like I said, Nigel Patton's the one we've got to keep an eye on here. He's sitting in 15th position. As far as the team championships go, with no Justin Witcher here tonight, that's a very important spot and a very important car to watch tonight. As you can see him wedged in between Ruben Phelps and Christopher Finlay. Once again, Sim Boys, you don't have to throw a far in this race to find a Sim Boys car, but Pinnacle Esport, Pinnacle Racing, Pinnacle Esports. Wow, my brain is not working tonight, but there's not many of those cars anywhere without a Sim Boys car around. Let's have a look at where Greg Spencer is. He is surrounded by both Gary Wellman, Aaron Dillon, and Kay Donnelly. So you can see there, they've got them covered. They know where they've got to be, and they're making sure they're around there and thereabouts and not letting them get out anywhere. So, but like I said, Raymond Yeager at the front here holds a slender lead over Troy Davison. 30 laps into 134. We will get around about that 55 lap mark, and then we'll need to pit. But these guys have already pitted once, 17, so it's going to get us to about 60 something laps. Except for Kim Roffey. Kim Roffey would be wondering now whether that was the right call to make, not pitting under safety car. Because A, he's got to add in at least 7 seconds of fuel more than anyone else, but B, he's the first one that's going to have to pit under green flag racing right now. And he sees himself out in the front of this race, which is not helping his fuel saving thing either, because now he has to burn the most fuel of anyone out there. He doesn't get a free ride at all. Philip Howe moves his way up to second. Look at that. Greg Spencer has done a great job of moving through the field and up to the front of the pack. He's got himself out of that Sim Boys lock-up, and we have Pinnacle Esports at the front of the pack here, bar 2 cars. They've done really well to get out of that. Nigel Patton sitting in 13th at the moment is the other person in that team. Sim Boys are everywhere. Troy Davison, Toddy Maxfield, Craig Donnelly, and Gary Wellman, and Dwayne Priest and Aaron Dillon are all in a line. Sim Boys, what's that? That is 5th through to 10th currently in this field, chasing down Pinnacle, giving themselves the best opportunity they can to come home with the prize of the team championship. As you can see here at the front, Kim Roffey and Philip Howe doing a good job. Like I said, Kim Roffey's out of order here. He is off strategy. I don't know how much fuel he's got left, but he will have to pit probably in the next 20 laps. He's hoping for a caution to happen in the next 20 laps, and we saw how bunched the field was before. Top 24 cars are now 3.2 seconds. It's the whole field just spread out a little bit by a second more than what they were before. You can see it's because that tail, there's let's go back and have a look at it. William Jesberg is one of those ones in that tail. It's all single file, and that's why it's spread out. So it's not as dangerous down the back. That mid-pack though, that mid-pack too wide the whole race. You see Aaron Dillon getting up into Nigel Patton there almost. If they keep on going too wide like this, if the tyres start to give way a little bit, you will start to see accidents. But Kim Roffey's hoping that happens in the next 20 laps. Otherwise, green flag pitting for him, which could end his race if there's a caution just after it. You can see Philip Howe sitting in there behind Greg Spencer. Greg Spencer wants this point. He wants that bonus point. You know how important that is for Teams Championship. It'll be very important as he dives down the inside of Kim Roffey, coming around the corner of turn 3, out of turn 4 here. Needs to get on the accelerator, hold the line, would like to get up in front of him, but doesn't quite. Holds the low line and goes across in first place for a lap. I wonder if we see him now pull right back. But I like him up here. This is where you want to be. You don't want to be in an accident. You don't want to be anything involved. We saw Peter Pollard's race. He's now 17 laps down. All because of he got caught up in someone else's accident, probably. I think that's how it's going to be called at the end of it. Warwick Taylor still lapping around the person who that accident was involved with. But otherwise, yeah, Peter Gretton's going to go down a lap here. Don't know what's happened here. I said he had a great strategy. Maybe he didn't get on the back. Maybe he left it too late. But he's about to get lapped. Even though he's done the only person to do 2 stops, he might not have got on the back of that train by the time it started. Interesting. We know you do need to, you want to race as a pack here, but maybe something else has happened there. Maybe he's had a little bit of an accident. But he's hit the wall there hard. He didn't bounce into anyone though, I don't think. Oh, this is going to be messy. Oh, he's just lost the roof, the bonnet of the 810, which is Shane. And now he's at the back of this field again. Shane got done worse for wearing that. That will hurt his car. He's now got to get onto the tail of these guys. He's a second, 1.2 seconds back. But unfortunately, nowhere to go. 3 wide as you come around with the lapped car. He's really hoping for a caution now. That was the caution Kim Roffey needed. Didn't happen, but it's very close. You see Pinnacle moving to the front here. There's a bit of a gap building up here now at the front. This is what's also meant the pack of 23 cars is out to 4.7 seconds because the leaders have put on a bit of a run. Kim Roffey's trying to make as much ground up as he can, but he's burning fuel, which means that pit window will be closing for him ever so quickly. Greg Spencer's going with him though. Greg Spencer wants to be clear of all the problems and doing a great job, but he's also burning fuel. Philip Howe doing a great job covering off Raymond Yeager. Let's see, Kim Roffey is doing 31.5s. They were doing 31.3s at the start of the lap, so they've already lost in 41 laps, about 0.2, 0.3 of a second. A lap. We'll see where the next drop-off point is, but he's really putting some time in now. He's really opened that up. It is, from first to third, it is 0.7 of a second. I just realised I had the Daytona Speedway thing at the front of the broadcast. Sorry, it's not Daytona. As you can see, we've been racing for 42 laps of 34 at Charlotte Motor Speedway in North Carolina. It's all to happen here, and hopefully in a couple months' time I might be even at this track, just having a look in real life, taking some photos, checking it out. We will see how we go, but Kim Roffey's leading this field away. Troy Davison's trying to make his way past Philip Howe and successfully does it. No, he doesn't. Philip's going to hold that high line, and he had his nose in front of him, but you could see the momentum you lose trying to go down to that low line, compromising your line, and you just lose it on exit speed. As you can see here, Troy Davison. I would be happy just being behind Philip Howe unless something happened. But Kim's come back to the field here. So is Greg Spencer. After they had a bit of a run and got a lead, he has to be looking at pitting soon. 44 laps into this race. Caution was at 7, remember. All the others have about 7 laps on him. 7 or 8 laps that they can go. That's a window of 7 or 8 laps, and if there is a yellow, but in that little period of time, it's really going to hurt Kim big time. If not, he's fine, but he is 7 seconds down, so there will be 7 seconds of fuel that he has to put in at the end of the race that others don't. So we've got there Philip Howe as well. He's up 15 places. He's our biggest mover of the night. Tristan Cox doing a great job though. He's up 8 positions, as we can see him just in front of Craig Roffey there. Yes, it is Adam Malone, Dwayne Priest. No, he's just behind them. Wrong momentum racing car that I was looking at. It was, there he is, Tristan Cox at the back of Dwayne Priest there. Doing a great job there. No Jamie Nankervis tonight, which is interesting. A few big names missing from this week's race, unfortunately. There was a wedding happening this weekend, wasn't there? I think it's Justin. But anyway, let's look at these guys circle around 46 laps in. And not much happening. Let's have a look. Brendan Cusack's done Interesting job here. He's still off the back. He's got no bonnet. He's with... Oh, it was Shane, wasn't it? Shane is leading him. Shane and Brendan are together there. Noddy Tompkins has fallen off. You can see there he's got damage down the side there. Warwick Taylor was involved in that first lap incident. He's got Peter Pollard right behind him right now. Oh, no, Peter Gretton. Sorry, Peter Gretton right behind him. Peter Pollard is... Oh, that is Peter Pollard. Peter Gretton's behind them. It's all out because he's a lap down, so he doesn't... Looks like he... Yeah, anyway. You understand what I'm talking about. Will Jesberg here. There's a bit of damage there. We've missed something. That is the back end of... Richie Tremaco. The fourth middle split car just got me confused there. I thought Kim Roffey had taken a hit. Kim Roffey's up the front there. The aerodynamic package that's removed the wing on Richie's car, which should actually help him out at some stage in the race, but I'd say he's taken a big whack from behind there at some stage, maybe on a restart or something like that. But yeah, that car looks... How different does it look without a wing? These guys battling hard to stay on the lead lap down here. Peter Gretton's had a problem. I think he's hit a wall again. He's about 4 to 5 seconds off his normal pace at the moment and struggling with that car. Already 1 lap down. Will probably be 2 laps down here soon and he might need to get out of the way. His car is significantly damaged. He's coming into pit lane. He's actually... No, he's going the road track. Oh, this is not going to end well. He has got out of the way, but a lot can go wrong there. I've been there, done that before, my friends. It's not fun. It's not fun at all. Because by the time you get back up to momentum, you're almost another lap down. You got to do it all over again. But he's got concerns from last time it happened. The car behind him that's past him right now, last time he tried to go around the high line, caused that guy grief. So that is playing in his mind. I've been there, done that. I know the feeling. Philip Howe makes a move for the lead down the inside of the other middle split racing car with Kim Roffey. Gets his nose, his front left wheel just onto the apron, which has slowed him down big time. Got a bit of wiggle in that car, unfortunately, and that's lost all the momentum he had going into that maneuver. Kim Roffey's holding a strong lead here. 51 laps in. He's going to have to pit soon. Let's stay with him and keep on looking out at the front of this race. You can see there's a fairly solid gap there now in the middle of the pack. We're talking 2 seconds between Nicholas Walsh and Tony Roffey. So I think there's been an accident happen down there. We've missed one of the Roffeys is Richie's lost his boot. A lot of other damage has happened, and that split the pack up big time. They really need a caution to get back in this, as Peter Gretton is back in the pits now. Whoa, Philip Howe gets high. Very high. Gets some speed, though, out of it. Gets down alongside Kim. Pushes Kim up to the high line. Gets that front left onto the apron again and loses momentum. Got to keep that. Don't want to go below that yellow and blue line. A can be very dangerous. B, you lose your speed. It's all about getting the turn right, getting as smooth inputs as you can. 53 laps in here, 134. We have 81 laps to do, 80 laps to go at the end of this. Kim Roffey still holding this lead. Only person to not have stopped this race. 16 positions up. Philip Howe's behind him. Then Greg Spencer, Troy Davison, and Raymond Yeager, Toddy Maxfield, and Nigel Patton. Let's go back to have a look at him. He's moved his way up to 8th. Very important moves for the team championship here. Doing a great job just working his way up the field. Just ahead of Gary Wellman there. We know Gary's got speed. He just needs a straight car at the end of this race. Kim Roffey's pitting. I said I was going to stay with him, and I did not. It's so hard to pick up someone when they start pitting. Let's go to that car there. He is pitting. 55 laps is the max, people. That is where we're going to see it. I said it at the start. Let's see where he comes out now as the rest of the field goes around. Good job not getting booted from behind. He does not want a yellow now. That is the worst possible outcome if he gets a yellow anytime in the next 7 laps. The rest of the field will have to start pitting in the next 7 laps. So by 62, we will see the guys who are good at saving fuel. They might go a little longer than 62, but Kim Roffey's still on the jacks here. 18, 19. 24, 25. Costing him time here. Can we get him out in time? Can there be no yellows? He's back off and racing. Lap 56. 34.6 seconds on the clock. He's down a lap. And if a yellow flag comes out now, he is down that lap. He is in the position to get the lucky dog. He will get it back. But it will be the tail of the field. Philip Howe leads this race. Greg Spencer second. Raymond Yeager third. Todd Maxfield, fourth. And Troy Davison fifth. Troy Davison doing exactly what he needs to do. He's surrounded by teammates at the front of the pack. His number one rival for the championship is right ahead of him. That's exactly where he wants to be. No points really lost here in this. Go into the last race with a significant lead and just has to finish top 15 in the last race to win the championship. That's what he's aiming for tonight. Can't win it tonight. Oh, he possibly could win it if something happens to Raymond Yeager and he wins the race. He could almost have a buffer that is insurmountable. That's a word. But he definitely can make it game on. He can also, what he's doing right now, just gives him the best possible chance without anything happening. He sits here this week and next week, gets 2 top 10s, and he's home. But all it is about where he is compared to where Raymond Yeager is. So you see his team is around him. Nothing will happen with his team around him, you would hope anyway. As Toddy Maxfield goes to lead this race over Philip Howe, he'll get the run off the outside banking. Philip Howe, though, gets the momentum. Not quite. Yes, he does. He pips Toddy Maxfield at the line. 59 laps in. Remember, next 2 to 3 laps, we're going to see people start to pit, which is going to bring Kim Roffey back into it. But remember, Kim Roffey is out there right now on his own. Lap times 31.1 is where he's at the moment. Just set his fastest lap of the race. Good job. That's going to help him out, but he's driving with no one. Oh, Philip Howe hits a wall. He puts a stripe down the side of his car from the lead. Look at it. You can see it there. He just came out too high. No, that was on the straight. The kink of the straight. The kinky straight. You see Warwick Taylor here. Noddy Tompkins is in the pits as well. And that is Brendan Cusack in the pits. Kim Roffey will get a few positions back from that as he goes up. He's now ahead of them. Philip Howe controls this field. Toddy Maxfield second. Last thing Philip wants to do is crash at the front of this pack. I don't think the damage there is going to really hurt him too much. The question he's going to have is, if it's not hurting him too much, I think he's going to come in and pit here. He's slowing down a little bit. Is it worth doing the optional repairs he's going to have? Is there enough of a tow, like a lossy? He's going high again. He's into the wall again. Oh, right in front of Greg Spencer, and then comes in the pits and crashes on the way into the pits. That is interesting. I really need to see that again, everyone. I'm sorry, but I'm going to have to see it. Let's go from the chopper. Go live in a second. Philip Howe, Warwick Sharp are both pitted here, by the way. You just see him. Just gets loose, gets high on the marbles and hits. I reckon his tyres are going on him. And Greg Spencer's having a moment there. And then he just overshoots it into the wall. Hopefully, I reckon he's going to have a stop and go. He's going to be speeding in pit lane there as well. And that'll be the end of his race unless we get a yellow flag. We see Toddy Maxfield now and Greg Spencer fighting at the front of this pack. There's more pits coming here soon, so this is where something's going to happen. Someone coming into pit lanes gonna stuff up here. Toddy Maxfield's making sure it's not him. He's staying nice and low. He doesn't want to get caught out. Greg Spencer's doing the other job. He's getting right out in front of these cars, but he's not pitting. No one's pitting. We're still going. Just a quick update on Philip Howe. Speeding in pit lanes is most likely. He's been 51 seconds on the block. And he's actually jumped out of the car quickly for a moment. Interesting. You see here, that is Warwick Sharp getting back onto the track from his pit stop. He's behind Kim Roffey. He's about to go 2 laps down. Slots in behind Raymond Yeager. There's Raymond Yeager, Greg Spencer, Todd Maxfield, Troy Davison, Simboys are all coming into pit lane. Let's all watch this. Look at them all. They've all come in lap 65. You've got 4 cars out at the moment still. Ruben Phelps, Craig Roffey, Nigel Patton, Adam Malone are the cars not to have pitted. We need to watch where Kim Roffey's going to come out. Look at all these cars. Let's have a look at pit lane. Look at them all down pit lane. Christopher Finlay coming out, but he's gone further down in the pack. We're going to have to look here. So they're on the jacks, still going. Philip Howe's missing from the race altogether now. Let's go to Kim Roffey and see where he's going to come out at. Kim Roffey's coming around here. He's going to pass these guys, get his lap back. He's going to have the lead of this race. Theoretically. No, he can't. Yes, he does. Raymond Yeager is the only car in front of him right now. Because Raymond Yeager got out. What a stop from Raymond Yeager. 22 seconds. Has he short filled? Will there be a price for him to pay? That's 11 seconds quicker than anyone else in the pit box. What? He couldn't have saved that much fuel, could he? That is amazing. Him and Kim Roffey, though. Kim Roffey's had a big jump on this field. Considering he had to put in... So Kim Roffey's pit stop was 34.6. We're halfway through this race. 55 would not get you to the end. There is a set of tyres. Have some people use tyres now? Has Kim used a set of tyres? I think Philip Howe needed tyres. I think he's gone from the server altogether. He's not coming back. But here we go. The rest of the field's now coming into pit. We will know exactly where we are after this lap. There is a 6 to 7. Well, we've got Nigel Patton is exiting the pits. Greg Spencer is coming around. Nigel Patton comes out on with this pack, which is currently 11 seconds behind both Raymond Yeager and Kim Roffey. 8 seconds, sorry. 8. No, it is. They're 12 seconds off the lead. And Raymond Yeager's in the lead. Raymond Yeager has short filled so much. That is such a risky job. Ruben Phelps has done the same. 18.9 seconds. He's come out in this pack. Hasn't really helped him though. But he's been in pit lane as long as everyone else, but put in only... That's a weird one. That might be a statistical anomaly with the back end of the system. But no, Raymond Yeager's 46 seconds on pit lane. And he now has a 12-second lead, along with Kim Roffey. I don't understand Kim Roffey. I guess he was doing an undercut where he was lapping... For 7 laps, he was lapping, I guess, almost a second ahead of everyone else. But still, he had to put in more fuel, but he didn't. 34.6. He's going to have to pay that due at the end of the race, along with Raymond Yeager, because he would have just filled up like everyone else did. My brain is working again, people. Don't worry. He's still owed 7 seconds on the field for his pit lane. So does Raymond Yeager. I think the Raymond Yeager's got worked out that... But why? This is confusing me, people. This is confusing me, because no matter what happens, even if there's a yellow... Raymond's still got to come in and still put that extra fuel in later on that everyone else doesn't have to. This is so interesting. We're coming up the traffic now. Noddy Tompkins is about to get overtaken. Raymond Yeager's doing a huge... This is an interesting strategy. I want to see this play out now. 72 laps into 134. We have 62 laps to go. Remember, we are about to hit a home 55 laps is about where we're talking about. 52 to 55 laps. So 55 laps is where we're talking about. We've got 61 to go in the next 6 laps. If there's a caution, we've got to race to the end, people. Kim Roffey just trying to stay out of trouble here. We're going to have to go back and have a look at these guys who are now nearly 13 seconds a rear. As we see Ruben Phelps, Greg Spencer, Craig Roffey. It is so bizarre not seeing Simboys in the top 5 of this race. However, they are 5th, 6th, sorry, top 5. They are 6th, 7th, 9th, 10th, 11th, 12th, 13th, 14th right now. There is a huge train of them. Look at them all. Besides Nigel Batten, there's Simboys for days in the middle of this pack, but we newly see them at the front. This is a very different race right now. We don't see Pinnacle at the front of the races normally. Very interesting. I'm just trying to come to terms with it all. So far, let's go through. Everyone is on the lead lap down to Tony Roffey. Tony Roffey's the last car on the lead lap, 25 seconds down off the leader. But remember, 13 seconds is what third place is off the leader. Shane, Noddy, Will, Michael Ladder, Warwick Taylor are all 1 lap down. Adam Malone is 8 laps down. He's still in the pit lane. He's had a problem. Peter Gretton is 11 laps down, still circulating. Philip Howell's left the server. Brendan Cusack's left the server. Peter Pollard is 24 laps down in the pits yet again. This bizarre race sees Raymond Yeager. Well, they need to hold on to this lead. They do 100% need to hold on to this 13 seconds and build it. They're not building it now, but they're holding on to it. It's still 13 seconds. Remember, I reckon he's about 11 seconds fuel more than what the others have to do. And Kim's only about 7 seconds. So theoretically, I think Kim Roffey's the leader of this race currently. Theoretically. But yeah, this is fascinating. 77 laps in. We are very, very tantalizingly close to final pit lane. Final pit stops can be done. You did not want to do it. We had that discussion last week. 100% don't want to do it. But if there's a yellow anytime from now, I reckon we can get home. As you see, Kim Roffey battling Raymond Yeager for the lead. They don't want to be battling. These two want to work together. They are 13 seconds. It's holding at 13 seconds pretty well over this pack. Ruben Phelps, Greg Spencer, Craig Roffey, Gary Wellman, and Simboys for days, bar Nigel Patton. There is a gap there too behind the Simboys train, which has Richie in there as well. There's now 2 or 3 seconds back to Tristan Koch. And Warwick Sharp is then further back. It's all very spread out right now. Oh! Warwick Taylor gets loose and gets into the nose of Tony Roffey. You see there, he's got damage now on that front left side of the cars. Raymond Yeager gets around the inside of Warwick, and the leaders go past safely. But you see the damage just on that car. Looks brilliant. 13 seconds back to these guys. Look at these guys hunting as a pack. I've got too much to look at, guys. I've got too much to work out. It's all crazy as we keep going with this race. We see Greg Spencer making his way into third now, doing a good job of controlling this pack. This pack that is trying to chase down his teammate, of course, is the problem we've got right now. Hopefully there's no blocking going on, and we've not really, because him and Ruben Phelps are racing along and they're getting ahead of Craig here. Craig's the one that's in front of the Simboys. As you can see there behind, that's a Roffey going all over the shop. That's Kim. I've missed it as I've tried to clean up. YouTube spam. And Kim Roffey has had a problem, which leaves Raymond Yeager leading this race on his own by 12 seconds. Oh, what has happened here? Going around. He's looking fine. He's got his teammate up ahead. Has he done it on his own, or what's happened here? Oh, his teammates come to grief. Oh, there's lots of stuff happening. Oh, no. No. How is that not a yellow? That's what I don't get. I understand why our Racing's done it, but oh, that all started with Tony just coming down and popping into... We'll get back to the race in a sec, everyone. I apologise. Let's have a look here. Tony's come down, hit the current leader of the race, bounced up into the wall and whack into his teammate, who was coming second in this race and probably had a winning chance at this stage. Let's go back live as we see Kim's, unfortunately. Well, that's Tony in the pits. Kim is in the pits as well. That is a heartbreaking, absolutely heartbreaking to watch, as Raymond Jaeger now leads this race by 13.3 seconds as the train behind him chases him down, but is not. In fact, they're losing time on Raymond Jaeger right now. Raymond Jaeger can possibly pit. If everyone else if everyone pits at the same time, he'll probably still come out ahead right now. Fascinating. But remember, he's only put, I reckon that's 2/3 of a tank, so he has to pit. His window closed massively. It's a huge risk. So that's 40 laps he's pretty much got in his stint, and he's already 20 into them. He's about halfway through his tank. Less fuel means more speed. I guess that's why he's extending his lead right now. But he is running a strategy different to everyone else, which is good. I like it. I like seeing a bit of strategy play. And this league is brought it out in the way they give out the tyres and the way they structure the laps. You have to pit twice on 90% of the tracks, and that's not quite full tanks at one of the stops. So you get to decide. This is the first time I've really seen someone decide to make it that little stint in the middle of the race, and they're paying dividends right now. We'll see how we go though once we get to... Like I said, a yellow here causes a problem. I'm shocked there was not a yellow with Roffies coming together there. However, it wasn't. So let's see how this one plays out. Currently Pinnacle, no, as I say, Pinnacle Esports 1-2, but Troy Davison gets ahead of Greg Spencer. Does not need to chase down Raymond Jaeger at this stage. If he sits here, lets Raymond win by, 15, 20 seconds, it doesn't matter. It doesn't get him any more points. Troy just needs to finish second. And then there's just the 1 point, I think it is, that he gets on him in this league. So Troy Davison has no need to take him on. Dwayne Priest is going into the pits, so he's got some damage down that side of the car. Maybe... I'm just going to quickly look at a replay. I'll keep an eye on everything else as we go along. He hasn't got the... Oh, he's already got the damage there. He's right behind Richie at the moment, and he just decides to come in. So that is interesting. No problems, no issues there, but he already had the damage. Maybe he done it a little bit forehand, because he's further back then. Actually, he's further back than he was before. He was on the tail of that. He may have still had that damage and is repairing something, but that's okay. Kim Roffey's left the server, unfortunately. Heartbreaking. Absolutely heartbreaking. You see now Raymond Jaeger way up front. Troy Davison trying to take this field safely past Noddy Tompkins as Noddy goes another lap down. Trying to find where Noddy Tompkins is. 16th at the moment, 1 lap down. So he finally does go down a lap. 14 cars on the lead lap now. And in the next, there's Tristan Cox, the next one that's about 6 seconds from being overlapped. You see Kate Donnelly getting really low there on Greg Spencer. Getting almost down on the apron. Ruben Phelps is there to push him along. This is looking a bit more aggressive from the Sim boys. Greg Spencer just wants to stay out of it, wants to stay high and not get any damage. As these guys get very close on entry to turn 1. And they come down. Just so you know, 13 seconds. Raymond Jaeger is slowing. Raymond Jaeger is pitting. As I said, his window, he definitely did short fuel. He will now need to put on... He won't need to put in 34 seconds of fuel like everyone else has. He is currently 43 laps out, so he's got about 27 seconds of fuel to add in. We can see Aaron Dillon, Todd Maxfield have come in with him. There's a few cars deciding to pit now. Let's have a look on pit lane camera and just see exactly who's in there. You can see his Sim boys coming in to cover him off. Tony Roth is still in there from that earlier incident. Raymond Yeager, let's see how much fuel he has to actually put in. Raymond Yeager's 18, 19, 20. Well, I'm guessing about 24. We go past 24, we go to 27, 28, and he's off. So the other cars should... There you can see, that's the gap. That's what I'm talking about. It's all back to normal now. He still has a gain, but it's not as big as a 13-second gap that he had. Now he's got to get out there and bust as many laps as he can. Hopefully he's got tyres. And he didn't take tyres that last stop. As we see more pit stops happening. Ruben Phelps is in. He's decided to take the gamble and come in now, top up to the end. As the rest of the cars decide to go long. Greg Spencer, Nigel Patton. This guy's teammates on a completely different strategy. Raymond Yeager is a lap down, but he's in wildcard. In lucky dog position if there is a yellow here. That's his saving grace right now if there is a caution in this little thing, little period. And if I'm Sim Boys, Troy Davison in particular, I'm pushing this race out as long as I can before I have to pit, because that brings that window that could make a problem for Raymond Yeager bigger and bigger and bigger. They want to go as long as they can. But we see here Nigel Patton, Greg Spencer leading the way of this pack. Sim Boys in behind, saving fuel. And there's one Craig Roffey there, the last of the Roffies left in this race. Not the last middle split, but the last of the Roffies left in this race. In the middle of this pack, which is chasing down the leaders. So just out of interest, so Raymond Yeager is here. Then it is Aaron Dillon, 3.5 seconds further back. As we see Peter Pollard and Richie getting pretty close there behind. You can see that's the visual gap there between them. Aaron Dillon and Todd Maxfield were in that pack. So the lead is still theoretically 3.5 seconds for Raymond Yeager, unless someone in this front pack decides to short fill. And here they come in. They're not pushing it as I thought they would. They're not. They're coming in, which is allowing that window of opportunity to be shorter, far shorter. They could have gone to 110 laps, I reckon, and really made Raymond Yeager sweat. But here we are. The only ones that can really cause a problem now is Craig Roffey, Christopher Finlay, Nicholas Walsh, and Nigel Patton and Greg Spencer, 2 of his teammates. It'll be interesting to see where do these 2, 3, 4 cars come out. Here we go. Nigel, Craig and Greg are all coming to the pit now, which just leaves Christopher Finlay and Nicholas Walsh out there. Richie and Tristan as well. There's a few cars further back down in the pack, but here we see Troy Davison's come out, Kay Donnelly's come out. They're already behind Raymond Yeager and significantly behind Raymond Yeager. Gary Wellman's the closest one to Raymond Yeager. You can just see his camera lights behind. Let's have a look out the back of Raymond's car. You can't really see it. There it is though. That is the car that is currently chasing down Raymond Yeager. 1.8, 1.6 seconds, 1 second. Oh no, the wrong one. He's about, it's just under half a second back. Nicholas Walsh. Greg Spencer's fallen a long way back through this pack. Nicholas Walsh. So Raymond Yeager's just unlapped himself. He's now on the lead lap as Nicholas Walsh is struggling for time right now. He's on 31 sevens with Raymond Yeager's 31 ones right now. So Gary Wellman is 1.5 seconds back to Raymond Yeager in first place right now, as we see Christopher Finlay's pitted. So the only ones who haven't pitted yet are Nicholas Walsh, Richie Tremaco, Tristan Koch and Shane Newen. They have to pit, otherwise Raymond Yeager leads this race by 1 second over Gary Wellman. which has then Craig Roffey behind him. But then you can see back there, that's the Sin Boys pack further back. The interesting one here is Nigel Patton and Greg Spencer have both missed out here in this pit lane. They have really lost out. So they're currently 13th, 12th and 13th at the moment in this race, which that's probably all they need to be honest. But this is, we're fueled to the end. We've got 33 laps to go here. Unless something happens, Tristan Cox in the pits, unless something happens to bring this field back together, that's where they're finishing this race. And that's the points they're going to grab out of this, which isn't too bad because the Sim Boys at this stage, depending on who they've selected as their team this week, they're currently holding down 2nd, 4th, 5th, 6th, 7th. So there's a few chances, but it's not many points. In the grand scheme of things, Pinnacle's still going to take control of the team's championship at the end of this if we finish the way we do now. That's a big if. 31 laps to go in an Australasian Supercars E-Series race is a long time. Gary Wellman is closing this gap down right now to Raymond Yeager. You can see it there. It is so close. Him and Craig Roffey are within striking distance. They're within draft. They're within there's a podium right there. These three wrapped up the podium. If nothing else happens, it's 2.5 seconds between the back of this pack and the front of the podium, and we've got 3 different teams up front. All 3 have been there and thereabouts all season, but all 3 for different teams in the front pack. This is fascinating as we see them. There's only the 3 to go, the 3, and this is no longer an issue. It's actually going to work out better if there's a caution here for Raymond Yeager, Craig Roffey and Gary Wellman, because they're on the lead lap. Everyone else behind them isn't. So there could be some, if there's a caution anytime now in the next 5 laps, I think, till these front 3 decide to pit, they're going to win out of this massively. All backflipped. I would have stayed out there as long as I could if I was the other guys. But the other problem is the tyres. They were really starting to do some slower times there, and the undercut was working. As you can see, the undercuts worked brilliantly as these guys. Raymond Yeager still holds on to that slender 0.8 of a lead, but he's coming up on some cars. Hopefully Tristan gets out of the way. Warwick Sharp gets out of the way. Oh, Craig Roffey and Gary Wellman doing a great job of being in trouble back there. The gap between Cade Donnelly and Craig Roffey is just hovering around that 2.2 seconds at the moment. It's not really decreasing. In fact, for some reason right now, it is actually increasing. No, it's just a weird glitch in the timing screen as Craig Roffey is having a glitch in the timing screen as well on my end. But yeah, he's going around there. Warwick Sharp, they've transitioned past Warwick Sharp, okay? It's now down to half a second between Raymond Yeager and Gary Wellman. And then you can see, let's go on board with Cade Donnelly and just have a look how close they are to this front pack. That's not the camera I want to use. Not at all. That's better. You can see the car ahead is not them, but the 2 cars in front of that is Wellman and Craig Roffey, the ones that are just about to go 3 wide there. You can see how close they are. Tantalizingly close. And it is actually, the gap is shrinking. They could all come back together here at some stage. It's about 1.8 seconds. We'll talk about 2.2 before. Cade Donnelly's just done a 31.04, which is 0.3 of a second quicker than the 2 up ahead, which took a big chunk out of the time of the lead. You see how close he is. The front pack is now together. Can these guys get the pack together and make one big pack again and have a big finish? Like I said, Troy Davison, not hugely concerned right now, but theoretically there's about 3 or 4 points here Raymond can get on him, which maybe makes it just a little bit tighter coming into that last round. So yes, maybe he does want to do it. Wow, I've just found out chat's doing a whole heap of stuff I didn't even realize. Hello Facebook chat, welcome. Sorry I've been ignoring you all. Let's go, Gretton. Yep, have a good call. Yep, I'm here. It's all happening over here on Facebook chat. Apologies, I was in replying to Peter Jones. Apparently it just doesn't update you when you reply to someone and you don't click back. But thank you everyone for hanging around and watching the race tonight. CV Hopper pulled out because he's not well. That's a shame. Hope you're feeling better soon. Let's get back up the front of this race as we have a new leader of this race. Craig Roffey gets down the inside of Raymond Yeager. Gary Wellman's on his rear. Trishan Cox there. Cade Donnelly has closed this gap right down. He has done an effort to bridge the gap between the crew that he was with to get on the back of these guys here. He's flying. Has he used up fuel to do that? Has he used up tyres to do that? I don't know. But that's a fairly strong drive. The pack is now 4 at the front. The gap between the front pack and the back pack, or the second pack, is now 1.6 seconds. Going out to 1.7. That could be an issue with the timing board. Michael Ladder is in the pits. I don't know what's happened there. Noddy Tompkins is still in the pits. But yeah, about just over 1.5 seconds between this pack and the second pack. You can see it in this wide camera right there. That's them chasing them down. But we have 4 fighting for 3 spots on the podium with 20 laps to go. So close now. So close as Raymond Yeager gets in behind Craig Roffey. I wonder if fuel is an issue for anyone who's decided to short fill. Definitely not a problem for Cade Donnelly. He thinks he's burned up as much fuel as tyres as he can to catch up to this crew. What can he do with the car now? He's on the back of him. Does he just want to sit there and wait, or does he want to get to the front and control this race? We have now 2 sim boys in the front with a Pinnacle Esports and a Middle Split racing car. You can see there, it's all happening. It's all happening. It is now 1.3 to 1.4 seconds back to Troy Davison, who is getting a push along from Nigel Patton. Nigel Patton's made his way up to 9th now. Greg Spencer still in 12th, but doing a great job of hanging around. Nigel Patton's doing a great job with Troy Davison here, just staying with him. You can see there the sim boys lapping behind, but let's go back up the front. Those cars at the front of this field are doing a great job. Actually, it's been 50 to 52 laps since their stints. So Nicholas Walsh technically leads this race right now. He is 50 laps into his stint. Richie Tremaco is 53 laps into his stint, and Shane as well is 53 laps into his stint. They're all doing high 31s to 32s at the moment. Craig Roff is leading this race on paper, on adjusted times though, and he's sitting currently in 4th position. We'll see the other guys pit very, very soon and have the true leader of the pack of this race as Michael Ladder gets out of Peter Gretton. Gets well out of the way. It's Michael Ladder. I don't know. Let's have a look. Michael Ladder is Michael Ladder in that cool paint job with a bit of a stripe down the side there from a wall that he's hit at some stage. He wants to get out of the way here of these guys. There it is. Gets out of the way as we've got a bit of a pack forming. Well, there it is. Oh, Aaron Dillon holds it. Oh, Todd Maxfield's into the wall. That's 2 sim boys just getting a little bit loose there. That's some damage on the back of Toddy Maxfield's car, which is, I wonder who's sim boys team tonight. But that is a problem. Greg Spencer comes right back into this. Up right front though, we've got Craig Roffey and Raymond Yeager fighting out for this race. Less than 20 to go. Gary Wellman and Cade Donnelly doing all they can to get in front, but not being able to. Lots of things happening at the back here. We're going to have a yellow here. There's lots of cars crashing. No, they're stopping for fuel. That's the 3 cars stopping for fuel. I got all panicky. Finally, those front 3 cars have decided to pit. I saw the standings board lighting up on my end. But yes, didn't realise we got pitting happening. So yes, this is now the true positioning of the race. Craig Roffey leads this race to Raymond Yeager, Gary Wellman third, Kate Donnelly in fourth, 0.8 of a second back to Nigel Patton in fifth, Troy Davison in sixth, Aaron Dillon in seventh, Todd Maxfield in eighth, Greg Spencer ninth, Christopher Finlay is 10th. That is your top 10. We have 14 cars. No, now that's just one gone down there. We have 13 cars on the lead lap. Oh, whoa, Raymond Yeager. I've got to look at that again. I need to look at that again. Let's go. What's happened here? You see here, 3 goes into 2. Karichi's down low and comes into contact with Raymond Yeager, which bumps him up a little bit, but then it's this second hit that pushes him in. Oh, that's some damage to Gary Wellman's car too. That is some heavy damage. Gary Wellman's falling back through the pack. Unfortunately, another middle split car is involved in something again with the leader of this race. As we go back to live footage, Raymond Yeager has fallen way back in the pack down to Nigel Patton now. He's got to pass Richie again. As Raymond Yeager and Nigel Patton gets past him. Troy Davison is the happiest man alive right now. He has his championship competitor right in front of him from a winning position. The front pack is now to Kim Roffey and Craig Donnelly. 1 and 2 in this race, and with 12 laps to go, unless there's a caution, that is probably where this ends up. Although these cars have really closed this gap down. Nigel Patton's doing a great job with Troy Davison, although it's a second out. They're closing it ever so slightly each lap. But I don't think it's enough. At a second, at 1.1 at some stage it'll speed up, but it's really hard to say that they can do it in 12 laps. They can bridge that gap. But Nigel Patton's giving it a go. Raymond Yeager is giving it. I don't know how much of a go he can give it, but he's there and thereabouts. Tristan Cox in there. Troy Davison giving Troy Davison a heart attack right now, having a lapped car all over his front of his car. Kate Donnelly here all over the back of Craig Roffey as we come around to greet the judge for the 10th last time. We are 124 laps in now to 134. Oh, it's all coming down to this. Toddy Maxfield's left the server. Unfortunately, he has significantly got damage. And he has pitted and left the server, unfortunately. Oh, these guys playing silly games. This is going to bring the group behind right into it. It's less than a second now. And Nigel Patton and Raymond Yeager, Troy Davison are all hunting this pack down. Aaron Dillon's then is 3 seconds further back to with Greg Spencer and Christopher Finlay. Ruben Phelps is right in this as well. This could hurt Sim Boys. Depends who's racing for them this week. But we've got Gary Wellman is 3 laps down in the pits. Come out of the pits already. Toddy Maxfield's out. That is it. That's not too bad for Sim Boys. All the rest are up there or thereabouts. Wow. That was close as Kate Donnelly's all over the back of Kim Roffey. He's really making him work for this lead of this race. As you can see there, Richie's in between. Nigel Patton has closed this gap to 0.8 of a second. We know how quickly it'll jump up at that rate. Oh, Troy Davison is all over the back of Raymond Yeager's car. Just wants to stay there as these two really fight. And it's going to bring these guys back into it. I wonder if that's a play. I don't know. Can't say. But there is a battle going on and it's now down to half a second. We've got a race on with 7 to go, people. 7 to go and the race is on. Nigel Patton is all but in this back, which brings Raymond Yeager right back into it. Look at Kate all over the back of Craig, giving him a push and he's wobbling all over the place. Come on, Craig, hold on. This is such a good race. We've got middle split all over this footage tonight. Some good, some bad, but they are leading this race for probably more than most of the other teams have been leading it. So if it wasn't Kim, it is Craig, which is a great job. But Nigel Patton's got past Richie. Troy Davis has now got to get past Richie. Raymond Jaeger's maybe a little bit concerned to try and get past Richie. Will he do it? Will Richie give him the way? But as we come around, we're going to have a 6.5 to go now. At the end of this lap, we're going to have 5 to go. So it is 129 laps in. Cade Donnelly's all over the back of Craig Roffey. Nigel Patton is there in third. Troy Davison in fourth. Raymond Jaeger in fifth. And then it is nearly 5 seconds further back to anyone else. We could have a caution, but at this stage, the top 5 is your top 5. It's just what order it's going to be as Cade Donnelly gets the run now on Craig Roffey. Wants to be in front here. He's going to make him, Craig, do the high line. Nigel Patton's going to sneak through. Troy Davison now is making it too wide as Craig sits in behind Cade, but then pops back out again. Raymond Jaeger's right back in this as he's got past Richie. Tristan's going to try and get past Richie as well. But Raymond is sitting just off the pack here. Maybe lining up a run. Maybe not. Maybe that's just where his car's at. It's hard to tell with the 2 hits he's had tonight. He has middle split racing marks on both sides of his car, I believe, tonight. As we come down, Craig Roffey and Cade Donnelly battling this out. 4 laps to go. Gary Wellman gets out of their way. Good job, Gary. Bad luck on being in the wrong spot at the wrong time, unfortunately. As they go into 3-4, they come around. Cade's got the run here. Troy Davison's lining himself up here. Troy Davison can win this. Very much can win this. Take maximum points for his championship attack, we'll say. It's going to be a very good job. Raymond Jaeger is now right on the back of this pack. What can he do with 3 laps to go? Where can he place his car? Lights are flashing. I assume that means we've got... Yes. We've got a car up ahead. Oh, I'd be making these guys panic. Craig Roffey's back in the lead. Troy Davison just wants to sit there. I would be... Oh! Nigel Patton's giving him a whack. And they've got loose. But they're good to go. As we come around, we are going to see the white flag ever so soon. We've got half a lap to go, and then we're on the white flag lap. Who wins this race from here? I don't know. It's so exciting. Raymond Jaeger's on the outside of Nigel Patton. We've got a Simboys 2-3 right now. We've got middle split number 1. What's going to happen here? Can Troy take this win? Can Nigel do something? Can the chaos ensue and Raymond Jaeger still win this race? Craig Roffey has control of this race as we come out of turn 2. Troy Davison and Cade Donnelly are lining this up to get a run. Nigel Patton's going to push Troy Davison along with Raymond Jaeger in there as well. Oh, we've got contact. We have got contact between Nigel and Cade. We're into 3. We're coming out of 4. Craig Roffey has this race. Troy Davison is going to get second and Cade Donnelly is going to get third. And Raymond Jaeger into the wall there at the end. Might have taken Richie out after the race there as a bit of something or other, but we won't talk about that. Anyway, so we got Craig Roffey across for the win. Look at it, 1, 2, 3 right there. Well done, Troy Davison, on your title. Putting the best foot forward in your title. And yes, that is another race done on Locked On Lads TV. We'll see if anyone wants to come talk to me after that race. I think there's some there might be some hot heads going on at the moment, but let's see. That's not the effort we want to see from Craig from doing Doughies. Let's have a look now as he burns it up and lets it rip underneath the flag and right on the start finish line, which I think we can do this angle here, or he just gets out of it. There he is. That is a race done. Let's go through the actual final standings here as Craig Roffey takes the win here. Troy Davison second, Cade Donnelly third, Nigel Patton fourth, Greg Spencer fifth, Christopher Finlay sixth. I've actually hold on. Let me do this. There we go. Christopher Finlay sixth, Aaron Dillon seventh, Ruben Phelps eighth, Nicholas Walsh ninth, Dwayne Priest 10th, Christian Koch 11th, Raymond Jaeger 12th in the end, because I assume he's got a penalty for incident points right at the end there, unfortunately, because I didn't take anything of his own. He's been hit multiple times, and that's probably popped him over, which has really hurt. That would answer a lot of questions what happened at the end there. Shane in 13th, Will in 14th, Richie in 15th, Warwick Sharp 16th, Michael Ladder 17th, Gary Wellman 18th, Peter Gretton 19th, Toddy Maxfield unfortunately did not finish in 20th. 21st was Tony Roffey, Noddy Tompkins in 22nd, Warwick Taylor in 23rd, Kim Roffey in 24th, Adam Malone in 25th, Philip Howe in 26th, Peter Pollard in 27th, Brendan Cusack in 28th, and we heard Stevie Hopper pulled out, was feeling unwell in 29th technically. Oh, there you go. Race 1 and done. Let's set up a screen so you guys can see what is happening next week, which is that last one there, California Classic, right down the bottom there. It is the final race of the season. Unfortunately, that is where it is going to end for both us and for the series, as I have one person in the green room, so let's get ready for them. Just got to set up the stuff on my end, and we will hopefully get them in soon. But yeah, that's where we're going to be next week. So hopefully you can all get excited about the end of the Triple Crown and the end of the season, team championships, all that kind of stuff. But let's get ready. I've got Troy Davison here, so I'm going to bring him up. And I'm going to say congratulations on second place to Troy Davison, mate. Well done on a good drive tonight.
Yeah, cheers, Will Go. Yeah, she was a pretty intense race, actually. It's, yeah, we're getting a lot of green flag running, and Razor, he went in early for pits, and I wasn't sure how that was going to pan out, so just got to ride those things out and be patient. But, yeah, happy to come through in second.
If you watch the replay back, I was absolutely confused by what was going on. I understood what it was, and I understood what he's doing, but it was a huge risk. What were you thinking at the time when you saw him duck in so early?
Oh, I suppose what I thought is he had to take the gamble. I mean, I sort of have a little buffer in a championship, and yeah, they had to beat me, and yeah, so I could see what he was doing, and I just thought I've just got to stick to my guns here and be patient, and let him take the risk, and hope it comes back out my way the other end. But I think his risk paid off. It just got a bit unlucky there with a bit of an incident at the end. Yeah,
there was two little incidents that really cost him. I won't go into that too much with everyone, but I want to talk about that second sector where he's in the pits for the second time. He's filled to the end and you're in there. Was there any thought to push that as long as you can, just in case there was a yellow flag, and put him one or two back?
Yeah, there actually was, because I got stung with a race like that early in the season. I still haven't really understood what happened to that, so I'm always very nervous coming in when it's green running in case the yellow does come out. And I actually said to the boys, I said, I wonder if I should stay out, and if a yellow comes, it might put him a lap down. But in the end, yeah, I got a few more laps out than what we sort of half planned, and then we just thought, he's gone in, so I didn't really have too much to lose. But yeah, there's definitely a lot of strategy comes out in these sort of races.
Yeah, no, it definitely is. So where were you going into tonight? You're leading the championship by roughly, I think it's 12, 14 points. I haven't seen the updated schedule just yet. Was it just to stick with Raymond and that's what you wanted to do? Or what was your plan, just to race it out?
I think it might have been both our plans. I was just quickly chatting to him then in the other chat before it got dragged up here, but didn't get to that point. But I could see he was sort of marking me at the start of the race, and I was sort of marking him. So I sort of thought, well, he's got to beat me, and if I just mark him, then it's not too bad of a strategy. But yeah, it's one of those things when the race sort of starts unfolding and gets closer to the end, it's a lot of those theories and strategies go out the window, and it's just look ahead and hope for luck and drive as hard as you can, sort of thing.
I think if you overthink it, that's where the real problems come in. I'm looking at my green room, which is where, just for the people watching at home, that's where people sit when they want to get interviewed. There's about 8 people lined up down there. There's a lot of stuff to talk about at the end of this race. When you were chasing down that crew at the front and you saw Cade jump the gap so quickly and so well, what were you thinking then? Were you think this is still on here, or what were you thinking at that stage?
Well, when we come out of the pits, Cade wasn't sure if he changed tyres or not. And then he wasn't sure about his speed and everything. And I was sort of behind him, and then all of a sudden, then he just dropped me, and I thought, oh no, I'm never going to catch this group up ahead. And I sort of conceded that that's probably as best as it's going to be unless the lead group have a crash or something. And then I sort of changed my line. I just started going about mid track, and it just seemed to be where the pace was. And I actually got back, which I was surprised myself. But and then Razor and Gazza both got unlucky with a bit of a car out of the pits, and that sort of fell my way as well, I suppose. And then I just held that outside line, and definitely seemed to be some pace there.
Yeah, definitely. So we're going into the last week. You've got Teams Championship, you've got your own championship to battle for. What are you thinking all week? How much practice are you putting in, or what's the week look like for Troy Davison?
Yeah, practice isn't really, I sort of normally jump on a little bit just to get an eyeball of the track before the night sort of thing, just early, like an hour or two out. But during the week on these ovals, there's only so much you can practice. I mean, a quality lap only gets you so far. Then it's race and strategy and a bit of luck. And it's just sort of probably a nervous week ahead a little bit again. But sort of the team's one, I've got a feeling after this result tonight that might have got me in a pretty good place. But the team's one, I reckon we're right nearly even, if not 5 or 10 points behind Pinnacle. So she's on there.
Yeah, with Justin Wisher being outside, you can see Greg Spencer and Nigel Patton put in a huge effort. There was Raymond's been demoted down to 12th after the thing. I think there was an incident limit thing with someone hitting him there at the end, which is spun it your way a long way. So I'm very interested to see the points go into next week. It's going to be tight. When are you going to decide who those 3 cars that are racing are?
We'll probably talk about it during the week, but we know who they are, but I won't disclose that on here tonight, and we'll keep them up our sleeve.
I won't tell anyone, mate. No one's listening. It's all good.
Pretty much know who theirs is going to be, because obviously Witcher out. So, she's going to be, Nigel and Greg were racing real hard tonight. It was some good fun, actually.
Yeah, no, it was definitely good to see them up there. Anyway, mate, I've got to get on to all these other people I've got to talk to, but so thank you and well done tonight. But who do you want to thank?
Yeah, thanks, Wilco. Just the Simboys team. And again, just have a great fun outings all the time. Our sponsors, Hot Toddy Heating Stalls, United Electrical, Ferris Shifters. You guys with the broadcast, Locked On Lads, it'll be sad to see you go after this one, but it's been a great broadcast all year. Australian Supercar, Australasian Supercar eseries. I just love this series. It's just big numbers every week, and some great racing and a lot of fun. And just all the series sponsors. I won't read them off. I haven't got them right in front of me, but to make it all happen. And it's just it's been a really good year, good fun series.
Excellent. I assume at some stage we will be talking to you next week on some way, shape or form. It'll be a long night, I can imagine. But look, good luck with this week. Don't get too nervous, and we'll talk to you next week.
Thanks a lot, Will. Go have a good one.
And that brings us to third place finisher tonight, Cade Donnelly, mate. Congratulations on yet another podium, mate. Well, how'd the race fold out for you?
Not too bad, mate.
Yeah, just a simple one. So tell me, you come out of the pits second time. Apparently you don't know if you changed tyres or what.
Yeah.
All of a sudden, there's a 2-second gap between you and the crew up front, and you just make it look like it's child's play. What happened there? Where'd you find the pace from?
I don't know what I was doing, mate, just fluffing about. That's how Troy's like, you got any pace? And I'm like, I don't know. And then, I thought my tyres hadn't changed, and I was just lugging it around in 6th, and I'm like, you know what, I probably should smash it into 5th. And, I think that's what helped me get back to the leaders, but in actual fact, it took the edge off the tyres too when it come to the end.
Yes, I was wondering how that was going to play out at the end, but look, you got third in the race. That's still not that's still a great result. Tell me, you're on the back of Craig Roffey for those last probably 10 laps, giving him a good little rub on the back there. How was that? How fun was that racing?
Yeah, it was pretty tight. I didn't really have anything for him, like just no malice in it, but just letting him know I was there, and if he was to go wide or whatever, well, I was going to be there. But yeah, it was pretty close, tight racing.
That's what I like to see. What did you think when you saw Raymond duck into the pits so early, or when you saw him come out of the pits, the first one, so far ahead? He had that 12-second lead because he short filled at that stage. What were you thinking at that stage?
Yeah, well, when we seen him go in, we sort of thought, oh, how's that going to get? How's it going to play in the long game? And really, if you get caught on your own, it's going to bite you on the bum, you know. So, and I think he may have ended up doing a fair few laps on his own, and the boys were able to catch back up. Yeah.
Yeah, it was interesting to watch. He actually had Kim Roffey there for a while until Kim got taken out in a very spectacular way. Green flag racing for almost the whole race. What's that like for you? Do you enjoy usually getting the break with the yellow flags, or you just enjoy when it's actually a good run all the way to the end?
Yeah, it depends on the situation, of course. Like if it's, crazy close and hectic and, if there was 10 cars, 3 wide, or 9 cars, 3 wide, I'd like a yellow to come out and give me a break. But, yeah, I thought that was pretty good, to be honest, yeah.
Yep, cool. So California Classic next week, what do you think of that track? Where are you going to go for the last race of the season with the team's championship on the line?
Just rock up, mate, and see how we go.
I take it you're a very laid-back man from the taps we've had all year, so I didn't expect you to be putting much effort into it. But is it exciting to have this team championship at the end of the 24-round season all coming to a conclusion with the last race, and you're right in it?
Oh, how good is it? Like to be able to say that teams championship's still on for the last race. That's pretty cool in anything, isn't it? Like to be still fighting for it.
That's it. Well, I better get on to the race winner. So who do you want to thank? And congratulations on winning tonight. I was getting third tonight, sorry.
Yeah, I'll just thank the boys, of course. Hot Toddy's Heating Installs and Tasmanian Electrical Solutions, Ferris Shifters, you guys serve the broadcast, of course, and ASE for putting on the league.
Excellent. Well, congratulations again. Good drive tonight. And look, hopefully we'll be talking to you next week.
Cheers, mate.
And that brings us to the number one car tonight, one Craig Roffey, mate. Congratulations on a hard-earned win.
Yo, thank you. About time. No, it was good hard racing in the end.
About time indeed. How does it feel to get that win at this late in the season? We know you hadn't really done much of this racing at the start of the season. You've been there or thereabouts most of the year. How much was this win felt? How good did this win feel tonight?
Oh, mate, it feels pretty bloody good. If like you're in the Discord, you would have heard me screaming and shouting. No, it's pretty good. Definitely this late in the season, me sitting fourth, and I know that Justin's not in the last 2 races, so I'm just going for third and stay above Cade.
That's it. So
yeah.
So can I ask a silly question? Middle split cars, do they have like some kind of magnets in them?
Oh, mate, all season we're a bunch of shit magnets.
But tonight it seemed to be you guys hitting your own guys. Like, what was it like in the Discord tonight?
Oh, there was just people saying, "Oh shit, sorry." Like, it was funny. You just got to sit back and laugh about it sometimes. Yeah,
look, it was so good seeing Kim up so far, and he was in such a strong position. I reckon he was going to win the race at one stage there. I keep on talking about the Roffies. There's 3 Roffies in the field now. How are you all related?
Tony's the old man.
Yep.
Kim's the oldest brother, and I'm the youngest. And we've got another brother who races, but he works night shift, so...
he needs to change that. And where's Richie come from?
Richie's just a part of the middle split racing team. He's a GT3 man, so he's only just getting into the ovals now.
He's finally come across to join the third place. I think you're going to go close to getting third in the championship. Or it's battles on between third, fourth, and fifth for you guys. Are you looking at that at all?
Of course I am.
Yeah?
Yeah. You would.
I'll look at everything all week. It's all
exactly.
Great.
Yeah.
No, that's it. What was the point tonight where you thought, here we go? Like when you saw Cade chasing you down and really, close that 2-second gap so quickly, did you think, here we go, we're on? Or what was the thought process at that stage?
Yeah, I knew I had a bit of a gap. And then obviously racing by yourself, you just lose too much time. And they all caught up to me, and I thought, oh, here we go. And I just had to, the last 10 laps, I think it was, I just had to block him that's all I could do. And then it was either win it or bin it.
Yep.
And come out with a win. So yeah.
I asked Cade what his perspective was of that last 10 laps to go. He was just rubbing the back of your car the whole way through, which is good racing. What was it like having that in your revision mirror the whole time?
Oh, I knew it was coming. Just hold the steering wheel and just go for it.
Yep. Look, you did well. Yeah, there was a few moments where it looked like you were going to get a bit loose, but you definitely held on well and did a very good job racing tonight. Who do you want to thank?
First of all, Australasian Supercar eseries. This isn't my first series. It's been awesome fun. Had a little couple of ups and downs here and there, but overall, it's been pretty good. Middle split racing, bunch of good fellas with flash graphics and a Rockdale Volkswagen. It will be sad to see you guys in the broadcast finish up. Was it next week?
Yeah, last week. Next week.
Yeah, that'll be sad. But probably Monday and Tuesday I'll watch every week, go through and see how people race and see what you guys say. Take some feedback if you talk about it on the broadcast, and just learn about it. And
so that's what the week's going to look like. You're battling for third in the championship. You're battling for third in the team's championship. Is it nervous at all for you or not?
Yeah, and I got third. I'm battling for third in the Triple Crown.
It's all happening. I'm going to have like a 50-hour interview at the end of night's race, next week's race, trying to interview everyone for all these different trophies we're giving out next week.
It'll be good.
It'll definitely be good. Look, congratulations tonight, mate. I hope I get to talk to you at some stage next week, because I think we'll be talking to just about everyone. But yeah, look, thank you for the great season. You Middle Split's been a really good addition to this series and done a really good job of improving as the weeks have gone on.
Beautiful, mate. Cheers.
And now you're just left with me, Peter Wilkinson, and that has been Charlotte Motor Speedway for another season. Well done to everyone. Sim Boys, great job. Unfortunately, Raymond Yeager was in the prime position, did everything right, but things just did not go his way tonight at all. Middle Split had their moments, but otherwise, look, a really good race. Green flag racing is always good. Some different strategies in there, which was really good to see. And we go to the Triple Crown next week. We have a Triple Crown winner. We have a Teams Championship winner. We have an overall championship winner, all to announce. And we've got a race winner. More importantly than anything else, someone's going to win the race next week. That's something as well. So, anyone can win this 150 laps around around California. It's going to be great to see. And look, it's been great to commentate this series for you. And it's going to be a pretty emotional week next week. But thank you, everyone, who all the kind words and all the thoughts. And look, it's going to be a good one. So thank you, everyone, for turning up tonight. Congratulations to the winners and losers tonight. And we will talk to you next week. Have a good week.